So we got aces against Kurt. We have a little history, a little dynamic with Kurt. You start in the hand with 27 bigs. You 3-bet small.
Yeah.
With the stacks in the blind.
But he has been really tight, and
Okay. Okay.
I don't know. I just want to put money in the pot, and
I like it.
you know,
And I like
yeah,
your sizing is such that it's like it's going to be pretty hard for him to fold unless you open total air balls. And since he's been tight and he only has 30 blinds, like most of his hands are going to be calling here. So
yeah,
you continue. Nice flop, although not the nicest, right? Because it's a little harder to get
yeah.
action.
It's really hard. I don't like. Of course, I like flopping nuts, but it's really hard to get any action on this flop. So I think I checked here to induce some action, but
I like it.
like I said, he's not getting too out of line. But let's see.
Yeah, I like it. I like either betting really, really small in this flop, like quarter pot, or when you hit it this hard, I like your
Yeah,
check because if he has king, queen, or something, you're going to get very little value anyway. Two streets, we're fine with that. Ace, you're probably going to get two streets, which at this stack depth could be all in anyway. And if he has a
yeah,
pocket pair, like jacks, tens, nines, eight, seven that he speculated with, you have those drawing dead, and you want to give them a chance to make a set. So I really like your check on this flop, as long as you don't also check on the turn, which you didn't. Nice.
yeah. And the flop board got really draw heavy on the jack. I didn't really love that turn in that kind of
Yeah.
way, but yeah, we went for it, and as I said, he's quite solid. He's not really giving free money to people, so
Yeah, so you did what you could to give yourself a chance to
yeah,
cool the room, and it didn't work. And I just want to give a quick shout out to Big Dog Pocket Fives. Thank you for the host, and welcome to the 175 Big Dog Pocket Fivers who have joined us for today's stream. We are reviewing a hand history of a first place finish in the Sunday Million by my guest Max yipyiphupbup Rotko from Finland, who's been playing poker seriously for about 18 months and is living the dream in 2016. We'll be taking questions from the audience in the next 12 minutes. So for now, just hold tight, and we will be answering those very soon. First, we gotta get our stack up to 20K before we can take a break. That is the rules.
okay,
So let's see. Are you gonna do it with King 10? No, you're not gonna do it with King 10. Ace Queen suited. There's a chance. All right.
yeah,
Not on that board. Not on that board. Easy.
yeah.
Easy.
Just
Fold.
taking it easy. He had less than 20 bigs, and he's opening under the gun, so I don't think his range is that wide. I could 3-bet small and see if he 4-bets, and I would have an easy fold there.
Yeah.
But it's suited, so it's a nice hand to see a flop also. So
Yeah, I think flatting with suited there is great. With offsuit ace queen against the tight under the gun player, I don't even like. I feel obligated to peel, but I'm never like super ecstatic about it.
yeah,
And there are actually stages in the tournament where people, if they really know what they're doing, should not be opening ace jack and king queen under the gun. But I think most people don't know
I
that.
think they are doing it. They're doing it. So
Yeah,
I have he dominates some of my his range dominates my hand quite a bit, and I dominate some of his hands, but
yeah.
and I flip there a bit.
Yeah. All right. So on to the king jack defend from the big blind. Looks like okay. Okay. This became a good spot. So we defend the king jack. We're getting a good price against the guy who's gonna have he's probably playing like 15 to 25% of hands from this position. Against which we're doing fine. You get amazing odds. And then you get this flop where you missed completely. He bets. You shove. Let's talk about it, because right now the chat just thinks you're crazy because you're from Finland, and with this hand it looks like the story checks out. Let's talk a little sense into him.
This was the spot I was talking about. He bet so small. He's representing like 5-6 or like straight flush draws or nothing here. So his air side of the range is so much bigger, and I think he folds so often. I think this is the spot I make the most money on the flop. I just noticed that when they're betting really small on these kind of draw heavy boards. They're just folding to a check raise.
Yeah.
Way often.
Like if they had a pocket pair, they would want to protect it. They'd bet closer to like 2K. So basically, you think that his entire range for betting 1,000 is a bet folding range that is always folding to a raise. So once again, our cards don't fucking matter. All that matters is the board, the cards in his hand, and what he thinks we have, which is something better than whatever he bet 1,008 chips with. And it works.
Yes.
Sweet. I like that play a lot. At first, I'm like, oh my god, he's all in. Well, first off, you assess that he's probably folding 99% of the time, so we don't need to be too concerned. And even if he does call, if he has a pocket pair, I mean, you're still going to get there 12 to 24% of the time, depending on how big the overs are. And if he wins, you still have some chips. So there are quite a few reasons why this is a good gamble to take. And guys, it's tournament poker. If you aren't willing to gamble, you should go play shuffle puck or something. King Jack suited. Okay, this one's interesting because it's similar to the King 10 suited from earlier, although I think we're a little shallower. What were your reasons for not peeling here out of the small blind with King Jack suited, getting 3.6 to 1? I think it's close.
Yeah, let me see. So, yeah, I think I could feel here. Yeah, I think I should be, but the only concern here is this guy on my left. He could be shoving a bit wider now that there's like 4.5k in the pot. But yeah, I think I should be calling this one. It flops so well.
Yeah.
It's a nice looking hand. It's a nice hand. And I don't think for sure the other gun is only opening like 4% under the gun. So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a flat in my opinion, but small mistake there.
Well, you knew the flop was coming, Queen 7, Queen, so you saved it.
Yeah, I smelled it.
All right, King 9 suited, no interest. King 8's a fold, 7-4 fold, Queen 5 fold. Let's see if you get a good price out of the big blind here with 8-7. Nope, that's a bit too expensive. Easy fold there. 3-4 suited, same thing. Price not good enough. No interest. 3-6 fold, 9 deuce fold. King 4 suited. Nope, action ahead. Easy fold. These cards are too small to play. Yeah. Fold. I know there's a couple pots coming soon that are going to get you over 20k though, so I'm just looking for them. You're folding so many suited connectors, bro. How do you have the discipline to do that? What if you would have flopped a straight flush, man?
I don't believe in that stuff. I straight flush, and they don't exist.
I mean, if you look at the odds, like, they really don't. The odds of making a straight flush with 4 or 5 suited, no. Probably not worth chasing after. Have better luck chasing after Miley Cyrus or something like that.
Yeah.
So we got Ace King on 20 big blinds, limp under the gun. I'm fine with this shove. Do you ever raise smaller to keep Kenny in, or do you think he's just going to call with the hands you dominate anyway when you shove? Thoughts on shoving versus raising small?
Shoving, I think Kenny might be like limp calling here, just like ace jack or something like that. Ace queen, of course, he's calling. I think he's calling always with that. But there are some small pairs I might force him to fold, like deuces, maybe threes, fours, those flips.
Yeah.
But if I went like 2.2k, something like that, 3.5x maybe here. I think he's calling a bunch, but then we would have to play postal poker.
Yeah, and actually for most of the hands that you could get big action from post flop, like ace queen and ace jack, if a pair comes, you're probably going to get them to go all in pre-flop anyway, and you need a very perfect sequence for it to work out. You need him to have a hand you dominate. You need to both make a pair, which is pretty hard when you share cards, and him giving you action's easy, but I think it's more likely he's going to have a live hand, and he could make a pair that's...
Yeah.
And then you have to bet fold, and it's silly, so I like your shove.
Yeah, it was like more than 10% to my stack, so I don't mind.
Yeah. Okay, so you get it through, and that works. And pocket sevens. Are you gonna shove or fold on this stack size? You're gonna shove, and you get it.
Yeah, I shove. I don't.
Is there
really,
what's the worst pair that you would shove here? Because this guy's opening a lot.
Maybe I don't. Sixes are close. I think sevens shove. Sevens are shove. I know it's a bit more than 20 blinds, but
okay.
There's that extra 300 in the pot, and I haven't done that rebetting awful a lot, so I think I'm getting respect and getting to fold those. Yeah, he calls only with a small percentage of hands, so I think it's fine with sevens to get it in.
Yeah,
and you have to gamble a bit in this tournament, so to win the Sunday Million also. So
yeah, and better to do it early. Better to do it early than later. I agree. If he's opening a lot of hands, this is a fine spot to shove. If it was a really tight opener, then maybe we are on the side of caution and folding on 25 blinds, but this guy's definitely opening enough. And that gets you to 17K, so we're not there yet. We're not there yet. We got work to do. 10-9 suited. Let's see if we can do it with this hand. Open for a little 2.1. Flop mid pair. I like the c-bet. It's the exact same as the situation earlier where we had Jack 10 with middle pair. And then on the turn...
we check and
check
fold.
I feel like the flop doesn't have that many draws on it, so he's probably not floating you too much, and is probably pretty weighted towards having an ace, or even if he has a pocket pair that he slow played, it probably is ahead of your pair of nines. So without any backup equity other than catching another 9 or a 10, I like your line here. Simple.
Yeah, and he might. I think he has a lot of faces. He has flatted.
Yeah.
Because he has that quite awkward stack, like of 27 big blinds.
Yeah.
Or so, and 30 bigs. He has 30 bigs. Yeah. So I don't see him 3-betting too much there, and yeah, that's fine. That's fine in my opinion.
I agree. So you win the hand with 7-8 out of the big blind. Nicely done. Just scare tactics. Said a couple words in the chat that got everyone to give him a walk. And all right, 7-5 suited. No. I don't even know what I thought. I just saw that there was going to be a big pot. For some reason, I thought we were in it, but with our hand on that stack size, why would we ever play? Okay. This is an open that I don't make. Ace-7 offsuit, early middle off of 18 bigs.
Yeah. It's a bit wide, but I don't really hate. Here's two small stacks. They don't shove. They shove only the best of it.
Yeah.
I can call Puerto Rico. I'm calling Puerto Rico off and folding to anyone else.
Okay.
And as I said, I think I have quite tight image in my it's new table, but it's new table.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, but
okay, and like you have the blocker. You have the blocker that actually matters, which is the ace. So
it helps.
Yeah, decreases your chance of getting played back at by like 50% or something. It's pretty good.
I would like it more if the big blind was shallower, but it's okay in my opinion to open it.
Yeah, and I think it's definitely best when the big blind's shallow because they have to fold a lot. But when the guys are really deep, and you do the min raise where you give them good odds, they're gonna call a lot, but they're also gonna fold the flop a ton because they've defended so many garbage hands. And like this board, for example, is just gonna be an easy c-bet and win. Oh, you don't even c-bet? You're delayed c-bet.
Yeah.
Why'd you do that, bro?
Well, I don't think he doesn't hit the board so often, but I just kind of wanted to make sure. I know I'm letting him free roll some equity there, but
Yeah.
I'm kind of doing the same. Sevens are good, aces are good, so, and I have the position here, so, you know,
And
I wasn't that deep. I didn't want to commit any chips until I was really sure about I'm getting there.
yeah. The shallower stacked you are, the more precious every big blind is. So it's very good that you're like getting a bit more certainty, a little more confidence about how often the bet will work when you do it. And also, I mean, you do make your hand look like a wider range of hands. You make it look like a bunch of pocket pairs that are like, yeah, I'll pot control on that flop and do some bluffs. I think actually you make your range look stronger by checking the flop than you would by betting it.
Yeah, that's true. And sometimes with ace high on these paired boards, it's I have this showdown value kind of here already. I'm winning the pot. I have the best hand really often here on the flop.
Yeah.
So even though he's free rolling some equity, but I think it's fine.
Yeah. Is Frederick Rotko your brother?
No, he's a friend. Frederick.
He's a troll?
He's a yeah. Frederick is a kind of famous singer in Finland. He's like 70 and he still fucks like a 20-year-old, and you know he's just stupid guy, and they think he's my godfather. This Frederick, and now and this friend bought me 10% of my one tournament, which I didn't cash, and now he's saying he will come for everything I've got when he gets to be a lawyer. So I think I'm fucked for.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Well, maybe we'll buy one of his albums or something to get him off your back.
Yeah.
Get him his 10% back. All right, so we'll be doing some folding, which is always a good thing to be doing in 9-handed tournaments. We don't need to play too many hands. But we do play ace queen, so the opener has no chips, the flatter has a lot of chips. If it was me, I'd probably just ISO to get it heads up with the short stack. What do you think?
Jamming is pretty clear for me, I think.
Yeah. I got troll in the chat. This is what makes a good Twitch stream. A lot of seriousness and a little bit of distraction. This is he's coming for you. Maybe I'll make him my card protector for the home game. Instill the fear in everybody. All right, so you ISO, the big stack folds, and you chop with ace 8 suited. Unlucky.
So sick.
So sick, man. So sick. All right, we complete here getting great odds. Board's no good for us, so we have no interest. These dime pieces, though, we'll definitely be playing. Raise, and against the stack size in the big blind, did you make it this size to kind of put him in shove or fold mode?
Yep, that was my intention. I didn't want it to flat because the boards can be quite tricky for me, and he still had 10 bigs and I had like 20, so I didn't want to lose half my stack on like queen 7 deuce board, and when he donk bets it, and again it's a difficult spot then.
Yeah. Speaking of tough boards for pocket 10s, get stacking. Oh wow, you actually had a lot of equity on it too. Not enough though. Not enough. Yes, Black Ginger Gypsy, we are reviewing the entire hand history tonight. How many chips do you finish the tournament with? How many million are we gonna build this 24K up to?
What was it? Like 50? 55?
Okay, so we got a little ways to go, but we'll get there soon. Yeah. Go for this deal with A7, get a pretty good board for it. Do you think this guy's defending wide enough that we can just bet all the streets here? Yeah.
Yeah, just go for it.
Yeah, I'm with it.
And I think half the pot is like minimum here. I don't want to bet like third, and he calls with king jack and being the turn. So
yeah, I agree. I agree. You want to protect against, you want to discourage people from floating. And my old MTT mentors like, no, man, you always got to bet small. You got to bet small, smaller. And I'd ask them why. They couldn't explain it. So I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to bet bigger because the reasons that I bet bigger make fucking sense. Why would you want someone who has 24% equity to peel with their overcards, especially with when they hit, you don't know, and then you have to pay them off. So actually, they're going to make money long run. If you give them a good price to peel and pay them off when they hit, I'm with Max. Let's bet bigger and just avoid that situation altogether.
Yeah.
How come he wins 55 million but only gets 150? Oh man, I love it. This is gonna be a fun day. This is gonna be a really fun day. All right, Queen 7, no. Queen 10 suited, probably a play. Nope, not facing a big shove like that. Maybe if we were in the big blind with Queen 10 suited and we're facing a 6 big blind shove, we could probably justify calling. But with the entire table left to act, chance of getting ambushed, and no need for us to gamble, nothing invested, it's a pretty easy fold.
Yep.
In that spot.
And I have this Robin Hood guy on my left. He's a really good Swedish pro, so
okay.
I gotta watch out for him.
Is he like named after a soccer player, like Robino, or is it?
I don't know. I think his name is Robin Ylitalo, and he's been crushing it.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, always want to tighten up when you have a very capable and good player with position 9. But Max will still go for this deal with King 4, and then he's going to 3-bet with 8-7 suities. I like it. Let's see what the board brings. All right, top pair. Thoughts on betting versus checking? Because actually with a 1.5 pot to stack ratio, things could get kind of awkward if you get check shoved. I haven't clicked your action. I don't know if you better check, but do you want to discuss the merits to both and why you pick what you pick?
Well, I remember what I'm doing here, but I'll discuss first. So, checking, I think if I check, I'm not getting to the river if he is a capable player. So, well, I'm still on board what I will do next. So, I like the jamming here just to, if he has to flush, he has to flush. All the over pairs, 9s, 10s, jacks, everything, he would just shove free, I think, get it in. So...
Okay, so you've ruled out the bigger pocket, because one thing I was concerned is that he's flatted with jacks, 10s, queens to see if the board's dangerous, and if it's not, he'll get it in.
Yeah, I don't think we were 27 big blinds deep when we started the hand, so I think he's just getting it in free. Jacks, like those 10s and jacks especially, he might have like aces sometime here.
Yeah.
If he thinks we are bluffing here too often, but yeah,
okay.
If he slow plays something, but I don't think so. So I just want to take down the big pot here, not give him any chance to maneuver over me.
Yeah, it's fair. It also it makes your hand look like a draw. Like, I don't know if he ever has like 6s here. Probably not.
Yeah.
If he somehow did, though, he's more likely to call you with 6s here when you do this because you look like ace queen just piling it. So you disguise your hand. Awkward spot, but that's what happens sometimes when people flat your 3 bets and you were semi bluffing. But he gets it through and he wins, and that's fine. And I think you did a good job of assessing his range. And if you kind of taken all the strongest hands out of his range because they would have 4-bet, basically you're like, well, when he calls, we'll just be flipping, which isn't that bad.
Yeah.
Anyway, but you charge him the max, which is good. All right, ace 10 suited, button flats. You got 2 overcards, a gut shot, backdoor wheel or backdoor flush draw.
Yeah.
You see bet, he folds. Cool, good.
I'm on the flop, yeah.
I like the c-bet. I like, generally, the lower the board is, the better it is to c-bet because people's flatting ranges are weighed more towards big cards and Broadway cards, so the lower the board, the less likely they are to have made a pair or any sort of draw. So
I agree.
Good bet, good take. You didn't have to risk too much, and we just do some folding. But Jack 5, no, we're not going to fight with Foking Joker over that. Easy fold. I like how fast the blinds go up in the Sunday Million.
Yeah. You just gotta gamble in this tournament at some point. The blinds will destroy you if you don't.
it's like it's advertised as like a deep stack tournament and stuff, but it's a semi-turbo, and I think it's important for people to know going into it that it is a semi-turbo, and that more gambling is required than a tournament like say the Sunday 500 or one of the Sunday rebuys or even like. I haven't checked the blind levels, but do you know if the blind levels are longer in like the bigger 11 and the bigger 22 than they are in the Sunday Million, despite the shorter starting stack? Someone look that up. Someone in the chat go look up the difference in blind levels between the biggers and the Sunday Million, because I wouldn't be surprised if the biggers have like 12-minute levels instead of 10 or something like that.
Yeah, they have 12-minute levels, and but the structure is way better. Here the blinds just go way up. And in the biggers, it's like they have these levels in between, so it makes it much more easier to play. And you can. On last Sunday, I played bigger 880, and I was like over 70 big blinds the whole tournament until I lost the flip.
Yeah. And that's because in the biggers they have kind of every blind level, whereas in the Sunday Million they skip some of the key blind levels. Okay. Yeah, because that's if you guys really want to know how much play you're getting for your money when you register a tournament, look at the starting stack, look at how long the blinds are, and then look at which levels are included, because it can be very deceiving. All a tournament has to do is skip a few blind levels, and it's way faster than you thought it was. And it's also important to know at what kind of stages the tournament's going to speed up and the tournament's going to slow down, because there's something to that, and that actually had me thinking about this whole deep tangent I'm not going to go off on. I'm just going to look at this Ace-King. And we'll talk about the kind of expansion and contraction of tournaments in a whole series video. So you 3-bet Ace-King, you're ready to get it in. Foking Joker is not. I like it. I feel like at this point the stacks are shallower, and taking down pots pre-flop is of very high importance, and making a pair to commit we don't have, like, making a pair to commit is fine when we have lots of stack behind left to play, so we can capitalize and cash in on it on later streets, but you're so shallow here that just taking it down no showdown pre is a great result.
Are you on the Ace-King suited under the gun?
No, Ace-King offsuit under the gun 1.
Okay, well, I think I'm lost now.
It's okay, I'll catch up to you, because the hand, there's not too much to it.
I found it, yeah.
Okay, so it was a good 3-bet, you took it down.
Yeah.
And now I'm on Ace-Queen suited, where, Rubino's all in, and you got him. Dude, you're so lucky. You beat Ace-King with Ace-Queen suited? Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, who taught you how to do that, man?
I have a friend called Juha. He flips like a god. You can't beat him.
Is he the guy who's always smiling in your Facebook pictures?
No, that's me.
Oh, that's great. What up, Juha? I mean, if I ever come to Finland, let me know if I can get some run good sessions.
Yeah, he charges 500 an hour for flip training.
Okay, so I need to go collect some purple euros before I visit.
Yeah.
All right. So on a pocket sixes, another spot with I have no clue. This is interesting. Like, I think if I would play this, I would probably play it by 3-betting. You flat.
Yeah. It's a bit similar to the under the gun play. I know there, of course, we have shallow players around. The 3-betting, he has flatted once me before, and sixes don't play not as well as the 8-7 suited.
Mm-hmm.
Post, I think. Of course, when I'm flatting, I'm just countering what I just said. But
yeah.
But pot is so much smaller. If I'm playing here, I'm kind of. I would have to make a really small 3-bet or like commit myself to playing against him. He has 25-ish big blinds here, right? Yeah. I don't have any big blinds here, but I'm just counting from my head.
Yeah, he has like 23 or 24.
Yeah, it's a spot where I like just take a flop on the button and see what happens.
Okay.
Just position is such a powerful thing in poker. I like to embrace it.
Yeah, so you're playing your position and you're playing your ranges. Yes, you happen to have sixes in this spot, but you're visualizing that you're going to have whatever it is, your 10 to 20% range, and play board textures according to that. So your actual hand is not that important. Okay, except on the flop that has a 6 in it, in which case it matters a little. And no, it doesn't, because you got no action anyway.
I might have bet a bit too big, but
I don't think so. I think if he has a hand that's continuing, he's got 2 overs and a gut shot or a pair. So yeah, it's fine. I like it. And the board's really draw heavy, so it makes sense that you would bet bigger. You know, you don't want to bet 2K on.
Yeah.
This is one of the most draw heavy boards possible. So good bet, good flop, good flat, good flop, good bet, and good fold for him. King 10. We gonna open this? No. Actually, I can be a bit more efficient in my going through hands. Cool. Looks like we will have some spots coming up pretty soon. Hooray! Hooray! 8-9 fold. Pocket Martin Jacobsons. All right. How deep is this? Oh, he's all in. Okay. So ISO shove, yeah? With pocket jacks?
Well, it was somewhat tricky spot to me because this guy was so tight. This is some of Rah guy.
Mm-hmm.
So I could go for the ISO, but I think this is one of the spots where I'm way ahead or way behind his hand, and I'm like breaking even. Well, I think I'm a bit ahead of his range. Of course, I have jacks, but I don't mind shoving. I like shoving actually here,
Okay.
and I hope I did. But
No, you
yeah,
flat.
but yeah, I flat. Okay, but these are these spots where you know he could flat like aces, and when I flat call there. I might be thinking like this: if he has like aces, kings, or queens there, which he was slow playing, he would just jam them over the top, and of course then it would be hard. But I think I would be folding then if he would just.
So you're allowing his whole range to continue, but the majority of his range that is continuing by flatting is parts that you actually have beat, so you can feel more comfortable post flop.
Yeah.
So you bet here and now.
The board runs pretty good.
Yeah. So does he have like 10s? 6s?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. I didn't get. I don't know if I get. Of course, now as I flatted the pre-flop, I happen to get the full value from him. But what do you think on this part? Of course, the shove is profitable, but I was thinking like.
Yeah.
Because I'd be crushed here, or I could crush him.
Yeah, like my default instinct was just shove, isolate. There's enough money in the pot. He's rarely having slow played aces, kings, or queens. But when I think about it a little bit deeper and go beyond the analysis of, oh, it just must be a shove, everything else is bad, and listen to what you said, flatting makes a lot of sense. And I think with ace queen suited and ace king, if you decide to flat slow play those, he'd shove, and you'll fold and lose some equity to them. But once he flats, you kind of know you have the best hand. I like a bet on this board. I like your sizing given what we think his range looks like, and that we don't think he has any overcards that are floating, because those would have been all in on pre-flop. And I actually like your turn check as well, because he knows this pot started as a dry side pot. So if you go bet, he might clue into the fact that you just have to have a pair. So I think you really got max value by playing it the way you did. I like your sizing. You left him with a good amount of chips to continue. I think you played the hand perfect, even though at first glance I would have thought, no, just shove pre. That's plus EV. And you're like, yeah, that's plus EV, but I want max EV. And I think that's what you got by playing it this way. So I really like your approach to this hand here.
Yeah, and when you say like, I don't think he's flatting ace queen, ace king there. I think he's just shipping those. Ace queen he might be flatting, but I think he's just 3-betting or shipping the ace king there, because people don't want to play kind of difficult hand post flop when you don't hit the ace king. So I think he's much more inclined to ship those ace high hands than those high pocket pairs. So I kind of eliminated those flips even from his range.
Yeah, I agree. I like it. All right, on to ace jack. I think against the shover we have like a just slightly profitable call, but once someone re-isolates, it's easy fold.
Yeah, it would be. I would be calling there if it came to me from that 10K shove.
Yeah. I think if it's like 15K, you can fold, but for 10K, it's a call.
Yeah, but he just. I mean, he just lost the hand.
Yeah.
And he had I think there's the tilt factor also.
For sure. It swings it to more of a call. Oh man, we're gonna have some really good questions on the next break. I can't wait to hear about this swimming pool made of diamonds. But first, we got King 9, King 9 suited. You're facing a 3-bet. You're getting a really good price. You got a good speculative hand. You call. Can't turn down those odds.
Yeah. Okay, I got it.
And then the flop is okay. Wow, I feel like it's hard not to bet when check two. I feel, man, I'd still be concerned about the ranges, maybe going for a check shove for that with like 1.5x pop, but how to not bet. What were you thinking when they checked to you?
I just felt like I don't think they might not be thinking about their stack to pot ratio that much, and if they see this kind of board and you have queens or something like that, you just go full value. If the J. Elliott is flatting like Jack 10, he's betting it for sure. Yeah. I don't. There might be J. Elliott might have some slow play flushes there only. I think Mekandia doesn't make sense for him to not bet those flushes on unless he had he could, but I don't think he's expecting me to bluff into it that often. So
nice. So you bet and they both fold, and perfect. And one thing to note about, say if J. Elliott is cold calling 3-bets with Jack Queen suited, it's Jack King suited, it's Queen Jack suited, King Queen suited, it's Ace Queen, all that. Yeah, he has a flush sometimes, but he has missed completely 3 times as often as he has hit, because combo-wise, he can have the spade combos, but he can have the diamonds, hearts, the clubs as well, and there's 3 non-flushes for every flush, so they have nothing way more often than they have anything. So nice job, nice bet and take. Mekandia got scared, and I always had a hard time ranging people who cold call 3-bets, and I think that I probably give them a little too much credit.
Yeah, me too, but they're just I felt like he would bet if he hit on that board, unless he hit the nut flush.
Yeah, I agree. Like maybe if he had like queens with the queen of spades, he could see checking, but that's very few combos as well. All right, so King Jack, we defend out of the big blind, totally miss, and we decide to not go aggro on this guy, which is fine. It's a board where we could do a lot of things to take it away, but don't need to do something every time. If you try to make a move at every good opportunity to make a move, people are probably going to clue into the fact that you don't have too much and start playing back at you. So good to ease off sometimes. I find it's really good to be able to kind of identify, okay, this is a good spot, and then have the discipline to know when you should take it versus when you should pass on it. But always identify, like, this is a good spot, that's not a good spot. It's a good practice to get into.
Yeah, and I have recognized the tendency of me to get a bit stubborn and married to the pot. So if I check call there, and then I might do something goofy on the later streets for some reason. So I like to keep my cool in those spots, and it's something I need to work on. But I play with what I had then, so I didn't want to get crazy.
Yeah. Oh my God, some of the stuff they're saying. Is it true that you single-handedly defeated ISIS? And that during the nights you're RoboCop and a poker player by day? This is so funny. Okay, so we defend 10-7, facing a short stack. Actually, Let's talk a little bit about this defend. I know he's opening wide, he's opening off a short stack, and you're getting a good price. I'm pretty sure most of our viewers do not defend here. Can you kind of speak to why it is okay to defend in these sort of spots?
Well, yeah, he just. I think again he's like repping the aces or like the what the fuck factor of this hand. He might just be opening for fun. I don't know. I don't think he's like thinking so much. And I get 4.41, and I think I have a great opportunity post flop to take him down. But
Okay.
let's see.
So we flat.
I remember this spot.
Queen 9 deuce. He checks back. Turn king. You min. Keeping his range really wide. And now do you max the river? You check.
I should have, but I went full pussy there.
Okay. Full P mode. Full P mode up in it. Because with your turn bet here, you've ranged him really weak. I guess you've ranged him. He could still have some ace highs when you bet this small. So I can see why you kind of shut down here.
Yeah, I think the ace was the only card I wouldn't be shoving there because it's I don't know if he had like a random ace. I think he would be just shoving it when I'm thinking it afterwards. Pre. So I mean, yeah, that was what the fuck factor. Why are you opening?
Okay.
Under the gun with Jack 8 suited.
And he has Jack 8 suited, so Jack high is good. And this shows that, you know, where most people would think, why would the guy open light from that position? I mean, it's tournament poker, guys. You get some crazy players, and when you know your opponent, you'll know when you can defend wide because they're opening wide versus when they're just nits. The shit you see when the cards are revealed and you realize that, wow, not everyone plays the same way I do or thinks about poker the same way I do. Good stuff. So you shove with 8s. Okay, I want to hear about this because he's opening from earliest position. He is a wide opener. How do you decide that 8s is the shove, or like what the line is? Do you guys use like hold'em resources or anything, or?
We don't have hold'em resources, but we've discussed a lot of these middle pairs.
Okay.
And here I'm putting in a bit of the fear factor also. We are kind of nearing the bubble.
Mm-hmm.
I think we're like, it's the 3K level when we hit the money or something.
Yeah.
So like 30 minutes more for J. Elliott to cash for 350 or something. So I think I'm kind of turning it into a bluff, but I'm also flipping with some of his hands. Well, 50-50, 45 situations where I'm a bit ahead. So I think he might be folding like 9s even there.
Yeah, I agree.
Because he's opening from early position, and I'm just saying it like let's go.
Yeah.
For him. Yeah. Just pure aggressive play, and I have a hand. So.
Yeah, you have a hand that's fine seeing 5 cards.
Yeah.
I agree. Speaking of 5 cards, you flop the joint here with 8-9 suited. Bacca is check calling, so that's sweet.
Yeah.
And if I'm you, I'm going to start really scaling up my bet size on the turn, somewhere like 12 to 15K. Perfect. You go 13. He folds. C'est la vie.
Yeah.
C'est la vie. He probably floated with like overcards and didn't improve.
I was playing for stacks there, so.
Yeah. Like, yeah, we're not quite gonna get stacks there because we're so deep.
Yeah,
but he's playing for 3
almost.
streets, and that's correct.
Yeah.
With a hand that strong, where like you're like, I'm always gonna win at the showdown, so I would like to get as much money in the pot as possible. Please and thanks. So opening King 9, King 8, King 10. So we're approaching the bubble here, as Max said. The bubble bursts around the 2,500 or 3K big blind. So at this point, we just want to open a bunch of pots.